This was the global mobile phone market in 2008. While dozens of competitors fought over small slices of the map, one company occupied the center, taking up 38.6% of all sales. One out of every 3 phones sold on the planet carried the Nokia name. That volume generated massive financial weight. In that single year, the company pulled in $50 billion in revenue. It is a level of market control that has not been replicated by any hardware manufacturer since. Even the largest tech giants of the modern era have struggled to command this specific percentage of physical device sales. Nokia was a global force. They operated at a scale that remains the benchmark for hardware dominance in the mobile era. This massive communications empire began in 1865 as a paper mill in Finland. For decades, the company's primary output was wood pulp and paper products. Throughout the early 1900s, they expanded into a sprawling conglomerate, acquiring businesses that manufactured everything from rubber tires to industrial electrical cables. By the late 1980s, this collection of random industries became too difficult to manage. The company was spread across too many unrelated sectors to remain competitive. They made the decision to exit their traditional markets, selling off the paper and rubber divisions to focus entirely on the emerging world of consumer electronics. This transition allowed them to channel all of their engineering and manufacturing resources into a single goal: putting a mobile phone in every pocket on Earth. To move mobile technology beyond a niche business tool, Nokia associated their devices with high-profile imagery. In 1987, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev was famously photographed using a Nokia mobile phone, instantly positioning the device as an elite tool of the global power structure. They continued to embed their hardware into the culture of the 90s. When the film The Matrix was released in 1999, the 8110 model became a household name, recognized by millions as the banana phone. These cultural associations paid off in 1999. Nokia successfully surpassed Motorola, the makers of the popular StarTAC flip phone, to become the world's leading phone manufacturer. They weren't just selling electronics, they were creating cultural artifacts that felt like a necessary part of modern life. While other manufacturers tried to build expensive, elite gadgets, Nokia focused on mass adoption. They utilized a reliable, inexpensive candy bar design that could be manufactured at a massive scale. The most recognized version of this design was the Nokia 3310. It became famous for its physical durability, earning a reputation for surviving drops and impacts that would destroy most other electronics. The user experience was simple and habit-forming. Every phone came with their signature ringtone and the pre-installed game Snake, creating a standard interface that millions of users already knew how to operate. This strategy resulted in record-breaking sales numbers. If you look at the top 20 best-selling mobile phones in history, 10 distinct Nokia models occupy those spots. The 3210 alone sold 161 million units, securing its place as the 7th best-selling phone of all time. By prioritizing physical durability and affordability, Nokia successfully captured the majority of the global hardware market. But Nokia had optimized for a world that was about to disappear. They had perfected the phone as a durable calling device, just as the 2007 release of the iPhone moved the industry toward pocket-sized computers. Nokia was a hardware company. They relied on an outdated operating system called Symbian, which was difficult to update and poorly suited for the high-performance apps that consumers were beginning to demand. The internal crisis peaked in 2011. The CEO issued a memo to the entire company comparing their position to a man standing on a burning platform, warning that they were falling years behind the competition. He realized that Apple and Google were winning because of their ecosystems, networks of software and apps that made it difficult for users to switch to a different brand. Nokia had the factories to build the phones, but they didn't have the software to keep people using them. Their mastery of physical manufacturing left them vulnerable. When the market moved from valuing the physical device to valuing the software running on it, Nokia's advantages vanished. The collapse was swift. In 2013, Nokia sold its entire phone division to Microsoft for 5.4 billion euros, roughly 10% of the revenue they had generated just 5 years earlier. However, the Nokia Corporation itself survived by pivoting back to industrial technology. They acquired Bell Labs and moved away from consumer phones to focus on telecommunications infrastructure and research. The story of Nokia is a reminder that the perfect blueprint for a market leader is only effective as long as the product itself remains the same. When the category is redefined, even the most dominant manufacturer can be left behind.